when you met with Pete and Ed, kind of what happened next? Somehow you ended up becoming even more sort of central in the focusing world. I'm wondering how that happened.
Well, I I attended several of their workshops in States and in Canada, and they were talking all the time about Gene.
Okay.
Gene said that, and Gene said this, and that's how it. And the fact that the let me just get it right, that they pointed towards the sense of being capable with your own in your own body to get connected to I don't want to call it higher power. They call it extreme. They have a word for it. A consciousness that you are part of, like a cell, and you feel. And they were, of course, fighting in some way. They were Jesuits, but they left Jesuit order because they wanted to do by spiritual focusing. And they described the finding that felt sense in yourself, that like an iceberg, that people think, think of things and feel things, and feelings are and rules and regulations that all from neck up. And they said, we don't go into body because we don't know, but the stories that come with your problems or ideas or whatever are actually stored in the body as well. And the body has this felt sense that is attached to the story, and the felt sense is available to you because your body is part of a bigger body, but you don't know how to find this extraordinary consciousness. That felt sense kind of opens the door to. So they were saying you have a teacher inside yourself. And the teacher inside yourself is finding way to be with story that is very difficult to we avoid it, and we don't want to hear about it. It's too big and so on. To learn to go from this is how they say, from pushing it away to connecting in the heart. And they call that caring, feeling, presence.
Some different language, like taking an inventory. Some of the language was slightly different, but pointing towards the same thing. And yet, I don't know if it's because it was often taught in seminaries and monasteries and places like that, but it often had a kind of a spiritual or slightly more expansive feeling to it.
Yes.
And I don't know exactly why. Or do you know? Was it did you feel it was pretty much the same as Gene's method, or was there something kind of qualitatively different for you?
It is more or less same as Gene's.
Yeah.
There is emphasis that you have it already in your body because you are part of a bigger body that you are not aware because you are thinking only from neck up. This caring, feeling, presence is a necessity to learn how to dwell with something that is so terribly heavy or whatever.
It's actually that attitude that allows the deeper opening up into whatever more of the story actually is.
And that it comes, and they call it it comes if we leave some space for grace.
Yeah, exactly. The word grace, I remember that. And that is a nice description for when there's some kind of a shift or some kind of a movement or something in the body.
That's right. And that you know that you didn't do it, but it
Yeah.
came somehow appeared, and yet it was already there.
Hmm. That's where it starts to feel like there's something a little bit more than me involved.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.